Hi David, how you doing? This is your, this is my, this is my contest entry to your 1,000 subscribers. I hope it's 1,000 subscribers. It's probably 2,000. I don't know. There's a lot of contests out there right now, and I'm not big on um, doing contests. I think they're really cool and all that. It's just the more I think about them, I kind of overthink it, and then I go, I don't want to do it. But yours, I immediately didn't want to do. Um, But then I started thinking about it more, and I listened to your posting, and I said, "Well, there's three questions, and so okay, I'll answer. Um, I think I got to answer all three. I'm not sure. Um, First thing, thoughts about old vinyl versus new vinyl. Well, if you want to buy anything new, you have no choice but to buy new vinyl, and there are always new things coming out. It's old vinyl made on analog equipment, pressed, mastered, recorded, all analog all the way through is one thing. And that's what everybody is talking about when they say how good vinyl sounds. Um, New vinyl, I sometimes wonder, am I holding up as I look for something new um, to hold up? Do I have basically a CD on LP? Do I have a CD on vinyl? I just took the CD master tape and just you know made a master from it on to make the vinyl off of. I've seen some things like that. Some pressings of Who albums that had a whole bunch of extras, like a double album for um, uh, Sell Out. Sell Out was on the first album. The second album had a whole bunch of extra tracks. And I checked, and most of those extra tracks are on the deluxe version of the CD. So I'm thinking, whoever put this out, this one label, which I can't remember the name of it at the time, I'm thinking they just grabbed the tracks off of the CD. They mastered it from the CD probably. So I'm listening to the CD on vinyl. That's not the point. That doesn't make any sense to me. So a lot of times they go out of their way with new vinyl to say mastered from the original analog tapes. So it was analog all the way along. And that's very appealing to me. I know that at some point a lot of vinyl got mastered digitally, and that was even before CDs came out, because digital sounded really great. Um, and it's odd because here I am complaining about being concerned that a piece of vinyl doesn't sound very good, or what's the point of listening to it when it's just mastered from the CD? When CDs first came out in the mid late '80s, people were complaining about how harsh they sounded and they didn't sound right. And then they finally said, well, it's because they're just taking the master tapes that were mastered for vinyl and they're putting them onto a digital medium. And they weren't mastered for digital, they were mastered for analog, they're mastered for vinyl. That's why they don't sound good on CD. So now here we are today, and people kind of have the same complaints sometimes about, well, this is the mastered CD, or is this just the mastered CD on vinyl? Or did they go out of their way to do a separate mastering for the analog world for vinyl? You don't know unless they say specifically, and a lot of times they do that when it comes to uh, old albums that they're pressing again, usually high fidelity, mobile fidelity, or high quality vinyl special editions of them. So. Um, Old versus new, you have no choice if you want to get something new on vinyl, and you fingers crossed they've done the right thing and they've mastered it specifically for vinyl. Otherwise, I'm always trying to find. Well, I just recently found an original U.S. copy of. I really haven't shown this off yet, and I'll do it here. Um, Here you go, an original U.S. pressing of on the date label of Zombies, Odyssey, and Oracle. I trust that this sounds better than the Big Beat UK repress of it that came out a couple years ago. Um, so I'm going to have to A/B them and give them a listen and see if it does sound better. I don't know. Maybe it'll sound better. Maybe it won't. I'm not sure. But I trust that this is truer to that analog sound that we like on vinyl than that recent reissue of it on Big Beat. I'm glad Big Beat reissued it because it's hard to come by an original pressing of this. I lucked into one that was affordable, and so I grabbed it. So and then new stuff. You have no choice but to buy the vinyl if you want it on vinyl. And they're being smart. They're either including a download code or they're including a CD, and that's that makes it work out just fine. So I'm of two minds. I mean, it all depends. If I was going to go for it, obviously if I had a choice between the Big Beat and an original UK pressing of Odyssey and Oracle, this is the US, but if this was a UK and I had a Big Beat new pressing of it, I would go for the original UK. If I had an original UK Rubber Soul mono and I had a repress UK Rubber Soul mono, I'd go for the original. So it's those kind of comparisons you got to go through. So I guess I'm going to be more in the old vinyl column than in the new vinyl column. But when a band releases something new, like Elvis Costello and the Roots just put out a new album and I want it on vinyl, yeah, I'll take my chances that they did right and mastered it correctly for that vinyl issue. Fingers crossed. As for as for your second question, which was what record would I like to have sex with? I honestly gave this a serious thought, and I'm thinking I don't want to have sex with any of my records. I mean, I know you don't mean literally. If it became an animate object, a human being. All I could do with it, really, honestly, I could not think of, yeah, this is one I'd really like to jump in the sack with. I'd give it up to this. All I could do was think about records that I would be emotionally attached to, and then maybe something could happen from there. Who knows? And two that I was going to just bring up real quickly is are albums that I've known since I was very young, since I was a kid. And they left a real strong impact on me as far as music goes. And one is probably my favorite David Bowie album, which is Station to Station. 6 songs, but they run from deep emotional love song to one being a cover tune, right? So there's just 5 original tracks, but still, this was in 6 tracks. He showed that in 6 tracks, which most bands that would be an EP, he made an album out of it. Only one song has come 2 songs together, but everything from sex, drugs, rock and roll to love songs to dance to everything in 6 songs, and one being a cover tune. And this, I just, when I was a kid, I listened to this and got a lot out of it. Just with those 6 songs, just headphones on, listening to it when it first came out, and left quite an impression on me. And another one, I'm sticking with David here. I haven't got a thing for David at all, but the music. This album is just so all over the place. From the moment I walked into the record store and saw the display, which was this photo on a display, and I always get this wrong, but it had the line, it had kind of like the slogan underneath it, the future written underneath here. The future is for those who can hear it coming. I think that's what the slogan was underneath the ad, underneath the stand-up, where this was the display board where these albums are sitting in. I walked in the record store, that was the first thing I saw, and I was like, new David Bowie, and I read that, and I saw the photo. Everything worked, everything clicked, as far as marketing and all this and that, getting me interested in it, that cut line, about the futures for those who can hear it coming, and then when I took it home, I listened to it. This is amazing. This is not my original copy. I have a lot of my original Bowies, but for whatever reason, this one went bye-bye. This is, however, a nice German RCA pressing that I picked up not too long ago. I'm very happy to have this back in my world. But again, it's just every track was so strange and so bizarre, and I got hooked into every track, even the strange instrumentals on the B-side. I just had my headphones on, laying on my bed, just listening to every single note, and just becoming enveloped in it and losing myself in it. So if these albums were to become human, I'd buy them a cup of coffee. I think, and I'd have a talk with them. I don't think I could become physically attached to them in any way. I don't. I can't. Maybe my brain can't reach to that point. I don't know why. Anyway, for your third question about laughter, I can't imagine you'd ask a question about laughter. Two, and I'm going to have to cheat on one of them, but I have two. One is really obvious, and I'm going to pull out this copy of it to point out, and that would be Oobla Dee Oobla Da off of the White Album. Lots of laughing in that. Think about it. Play the song. You know it. I'd love to do a needle drop for you, but this is the Japanese pressing of it. I don't even know if that's on there. Is that that side? No, it's not that side. But this is the Japanese flag series pressing of it, number 10. And it's even got a nice little number down there, too. So, Oobla Dee Oobla Da, it's got some nice laughter on it. I had to get a Beatles album in there. And the other item is, this is where I have to cheat a little bit because I don't know where I've put the vinyl. I do, however, have these these promotional flats from the record stores. And this is the Dukes of Stratosphere Sonic Sunspot. And this is what would have been put up on the, in the display on the windows or on the walls of the record store. I honestly have this album. I've got the UK pressing of it on really ugly purple vinyl. It's marbled purple vinyl, but it's kind of like really pastel purple vinyl. It's kind of like the color of the sea here, only not as interesting. Anyway, however, there is a song. A number of the songs have little interludes in between them, and where you hear talking and whatnot, and there's, maybe I can get away with it here. Let's see if we can hear this.
And turned to get onto the train. Hurry, he hissed, and then before my very eyes changed into a splendid cream bun.
Laughter. That's going from the song Shiny Cajun to Brainiac's Daughter. So that's sort of the intro. That's the beginning of the song is when the laughter hits. So that's my answer. I answered all three of your questions, kind of, I think. Yeah, I did. Kind of, sort of. Anyway, like I said, I've got a couple copies of this. One, most recently, the reissue that just came out as part of the box set. I'm not going to pull the box set down because it's up there somewhere. And I just don't want to fool with it. I can't believe that I don't have the album with these. And they're right down here with all my other XTC albums. Anyway, I think I refiled it in where the X's are eventually going to be, which is down over there somewhere. But I couldn't find it down there either. I think it might be in the next cubicle over. Anyway, this has gone on way too long. Thank you, David. Congratulations on your 1,000 subscribers. And like you said, when you did it, you said that you thought it was up to 1,080 at the time, so it's probably 1,500 right now. Anyway, take care, and I'll be watching all your posts as usual.